Hi everyone, this is Marcy from myprettyposhprincess.com, and today we are going to be talking about bracelet sizing. So what you can see in front of you is this really nifty chart that I have made. You can find this on our website, myprettyposhprincess.com. You can go ahead and print it and use it for reference while you're making bracelets. What we're going to do is kind of break down the chart so that you know kind of what everything means on here, and then I'll show you some examples. So to start, let me show you the different aspects of this chart. So on the left side, we have the kids, and on the right side, we have the adults. Kids are broken down by age, and adult sizes are broken down kind of in a size range. So the kid sizes range from newborn to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, 1 to 4 years, 4 to 7, 7 to 10, at which point you might want to go to, after 10 years old, maybe a petite adult size. So what we have, you can see in the key that the top number equals how many beads that you need without spacers, and the bottom number is how many beads that you need with 4mm spacers. 4mm spacers are the most common size, but you can use any size spacers that you want. Keep in mind that if you use a spacer that's bigger, these numbers are going to change a little bit. And as you start making more bracelets, it's all going to make more sense, and you'll probably be able to just eyeball it. So let's look, for instance, if you were making a child's bracelet for someone that's 2 years old, you would go to the kids, 1 to 4. If you're going to use 8mm beads, you're going to do 17 beads with no spacers in between, or 11 beads with spacers in between. If you're going to do 12mm, 11 no spacers, 10 with spacers, 20mm, about 7 beads. Again, you're going to want to stay with 7 even if you do spacers. The 20mm beads are just so much bigger than, say, the 8mm, that you do definitely want to take that into account, and that's why some of these numbers stay the same as you get bigger, because if you go up one by one, that's just going to be gigantic. Here is example size of 8mm. Here's some 12mm and some 20mm. And we're actually going to lay some out on the bead board here in a minute. A couple things to remember here too. When you're measuring the wrist, it's good to use a flexible measuring tape. Maybe something you would use for like fitting, clothes fitting. If you don't have that, that's totally okay. Find a piece of yarn, string, even dental floss. Go ahead and measure the circumference of the wrist. Cut that, stretch it out along a regular measuring tape or a ruler, and that's going to give you the circumference of the wrist, and then you can see where that falls. So if you have a 6-month-old, you do that, the wrist actually falls about 4.5. You're going to want to bump up to here. So this is a generalized age range, but again, if you can get the circumference of the wrist, that makes it a little bit better, but this is a pretty safe chart. I've also added down here in the lower left-hand corner the fitting style. So if you'd like a snug fit, a comfort fit, or kind of a loose fit, you can adjust by adding a little bit of like 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch, so on and so forth. So I'm going to show you on the bead board. I'm going to kind of leave that over here because we're going to be talking about kids bracelets today. So I'll show you here on the bead board. If you have a bead board, you're going to love it for this. If you don't have a bead board, go to myprettyposhprincess.com, buy one now. We usually carry them in pink and gray. I think right now we only have gray in stock, more pink on the way, but having a bead board comes in extremely handy. On this left-hand side or the right-hand side, either way, each line here between the line, this represents an inch. So for instance, if we're gonna go with the newborn size just because it's smaller, so it'll be a little bit faster for sake of time. If we're going with an 8mm necklace, I'm using these 8mm ombre, the unicorn ombre actually, they're called unicorn, they're in the ombre series. Bead pearls, of course you can get them on the website, myprettyposhprincess.com. So I'm gonna use those. So if we're not gonna do any spacers at all, our chart says that we need about 13 of those. So you're gonna just start right here and line them up. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've got them pretty spread out. Okay, and as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 inches, 4 inches. So this is about as many beads as you would need for a newborn to a 6-month-old bracelet. Now, if you're gonna add the spacers in between, obviously you're just gonna do that like this, and then it actually changes and you'll end up only needing 9 beads because it's gonna take up a little bit more space in between your bead. When you're making bracelets, a lot of people choose to use a stretch cord like I have here, which is also available on our website. And I do believe I have it in a variety of colors. So you can get clear, purple, royal blue, red, pink, orange, brown, yellow, any color you want, myprettyposhprincess.com. And you're gonna start stringing everything through. So I'm gonna do that quietly so I can speed it up for you and you can see. And I'm gonna do it without spacers because then it will save a little bit of time. Okay, so now we have 13 8mm unicorn ombre pearls on our stretch cord, which according to the chart should fit about a 4-inch circumference wrist, which is the newborn to 6 months. My daughter is almost 8 months old, so she would fall in the second category, which is 16 beads. And I actually tried this earlier and it did fit her. It fit her great. So there's that. When you're doing these, there's lots of techniques that you can do. I cut mine a little long so I have more room. You can do double knots. I'm not gonna do a super secure knot because I'm actually gonna take this apart later, but just to give you an idea of how it would look, and obviously you wouldn't wanna tie it like this. You could, just don't know how strong it would be. But this is just to see what the size looks like. And I'm gonna, and you can choose to, I suggest cut it a little long because then the likelihood of it coming untied is less. But if you have a super tight, secure knot, you can cut a little bit shorter. And then of course you can hide, as long as you have room in the holes, you can hide that in there like so. I cut it long so it's kind of poking out the other end, but for tutorial's sake, that doesn't really matter. Okay, so this would be a 6-month to newborn stretch cord bracelet in 8mm beads. Excuse me, 8mm beads and 12mm beads right now are the most common and the most popular size to use for bracelets. Although you don't have to use those sizes, you can definitely use a 20mm bead. For instance, I have these super cute, fun baseball beads. If we're gonna make a bracelet for a 5-year-old child, here on our chart, it says for about 7 beads. So then you can use your bead design board. If you don't have a bead design board, that's okay. You can still make it work. Just go off the numbers. That's really all that matters. But I need 7 beads so I can design it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this would be about the size. I'm gonna string this on here quietly again. Again, I'm gonna do no spacers for sake of time. Okay, so I have my 7 beads strung on my stretch cord, which is how many beads that you would use for a 5-year-old child. Then I'm gonna cut it a little bit extra long so that I have some room to tie. And you can use wire. You could make bracelets the same way that you make your necklaces. I've done it both ways and put little toggles on there. It's completely up to you. I have found that kids tend to like the stretch cord ones better because they can get them off and on, but they are a little more likely to break depending on what kind of cord you're using, because kids also like to get carried away. So this is a little bit more of a snug fit. You can see it's a little bit smaller. If you added the spacers in between, it would give you a little bit more room. So if you wanted something that's a little bit more comfortable, it says add about 3/4 to 1 inch, which is about 1 bead. So you can see that if we added 1 bead to here, it would give us a little bit more comfortable fit. 2 would be a loose fit. So there you have it. That's based on children's sizes. You would do the same exact thing with adult sizes. So all you need to know is from your customer is how old their child is, or if they're able to get that measurement for you, and then follow this great chart, make your bracelets, and have fun. So I hope this tutorial helped you when you're thinking about making bracelets to match your necklaces. They are great added value. You can definitely add a necklace, or excuse me, you can definitely add a bracelet to a necklace and sell the bracelets for $5, $7 extra. A great way to make a little bit more money on a sale you might already have. So again, go to myprettyposhprincess.com, go to our blog, find the bracelet sizing tutorial, and you can find this picture of this chart. Go ahead and save it and print it, and find us on Facebook, because if you have any questions, we can definitely answer them. It's facebook.com/myprettyposhprincess. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.